This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez, and we are excited to be back with our monthly event show here on LNK TV. Except for one show that we taped last June, Out and About has taken a 2-year break due to the pandemic. We are very happy that our residents and visitors are once again able to safely enjoy in-person events across our community. Tom Lorenz from Pinnacle Bank Arena and Pinewood Bowl will be with us a little bit later, but I want to start by welcoming Jeff Mall back to our studio. Jeff, of course, is the director of the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we have a lot to talk about today.
We do, and it's been a long time. Great to see you. We've seen each other since then.
We've seen each other.
On this set with this great staff.
Look at this great desk.
This is a new table. I've got a plastic cup. I mean, it's amazing. Life is good.
Well, Lincoln is sort of with the same as spring. It's like the people of Lincoln are re-emerging from this 2-year strange time in our lives, and you're starting to see that in what you're seeing, the statistics you're seeing at the CVB.
Yeah, statistically this year, Diane, has been amazing, but last year, 2021, was a lot better than what our national partners and national peers were experiencing. We had multiple months of record-breaking lodging tax collections. I keep telling people pent-up demand and the fact that people are realizing we're better together really drove tourism interest last year. And the great program that we had as far as the events that we had coming back, the things that Tom talks about and brings into our community, those are the reasons people are back to Lincoln, and they want to just get back to the way life was pre-pandemic.
It's great to see people going to Salt Dogs, Husker Baseball, Husker Softball. We've got the marathon and half marathon coming up May 1st. So people are getting out and about.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. Make this year an even better year.
All right. Well, it has been a little rare for new events to spring up over the last 2 years, but we do want to start with an event that started small a year ago and has really taken off, and that is, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Josh Fight.
A tweet from Josh Swain in Arizona created this bedlam across the country where you can take pool noodles and have a fight with a bunch of people named Josh.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal. Last year, $44,000 were raised for the Children's Hospital and Medical Center in Omaha from this event alone. It's back in Lincoln again this year.
You know, last year, 4-year-old Joshua Vincent Jr. took the title, also known as Little Josh. We'll have to see if he comes back for a repeat. I'm 5 years old now, so that much more experienced. And of course, Josh Swain, who started this all, is now an honorary citizen of Lincoln, as proclaimed by the mayor. So he's going to be back May 21st. Josh Fight, this time bigger and better with food trucks and merchandise. And this year proceeds are going to the Partners in Health, a national organization that prevents maternal and infant mortality. And I just got to say, he picked Lincoln at random, but he was quoted in the Journal Star. He said, "I don't think this event would work anywhere else. The people of Lincoln are just so nice."
That's the reason why Lincoln's the place to be, my friend.
JoshFight.com. Check
Love
it out. Check it out. If you don't go, you can still make a donation there at JoshFight.com and support a great cause. We also have Earth Day coming up. There's all kinds of Earth Day events going on. The big one is at Innovation Campus.
Yes, lots of great panel discussions going on about living sustainably. We're going to have interactive kids corners, food trucks, music from Chris Lager. There's a name we haven't heard in a while. And Innovation Campus, great place for Earth Day celebration.
And one of the speakers, panel speakers, is Tim Rinna, of course, the co-founder of Holly Hamlet. He brought us a bunch of lettuce last week, so He's growing lettuce now during the winter.
And you know it's good lettuce if you know where it's coming
I
from,
know,
right?
that's right.
That's good.
One of the events that's going on at Innovation Campus on Earth Day is the CHARM collection. CHARM stands for Collection for Hard to Recycle Materials.
Yes, these are the things that you have no idea what to do with. Electronics, batteries, scrap metal, EPS foam, document shredding, textiles, and houseware. I think Lincoln does a great job recycling, but there's just some hard to really figure out what to do with items. This will be an awesome opportunity to recycle those events or items.
Keeping more things out of our landfill.
You bet.
All right. Also happening on Earth Day, Union Bank and Trust is having a shred day. You can take up to 50 pounds of documents to their Pine Lake branch and get them shredded for free.
I've got a few bags in my basement waiting for shred day. The tax day discussion and really things just amass in your own home. And really when you think about when you get your mail, think about the envelopes that your mail comes in. You can recycle those things, but the documents that are sensitive, this is what this event's all about.
All right. Also on Earth Day, there's a spring cleaning event at Pioneers Park. Get out there and help them clean up the gardens and the trails.
It's been an incredibly dry winter, lots of things blowing around on the plains. We complain about the wind all the time, so this is a good opportunity to go out to Pioneers Park Nature Center, get the grounds ready, the walking trails. They're going to have garden tools. It's going to be physical labor, but I think it's going to be fun interacting with nature at Pioneers Park.
There you go. Pioneers Park has a lot of fun events coming up. The first one is a crepuscular crawl, and I had to look this up.
Thank you.
They're animals that are active during twilight, are crepuscular animals. So they're going to start at 7:30 and then go up until the sun sets and look at the crepusculars.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out if I'm crepuscular or not. But hand in hand, a couple of other events, the Discovery Hike, Mother's Day Bird Walk coming up after that, and Prairie to Prairie. Embrace yourself with Pioneers Park Nature Center, not too far from anybody's home right here in Lincoln.
That's right. The Prairie to Prairie is a new event, and it's a bike and run event from Pioneers Park to Spring Creek Prairie, which is the future route of the Prairie Corridor.
Yes, it is.
Which is a generational project that is going to be great for our community. All right. There is a field trip across Lincoln and beyond, and because this, the website we're supposed to go to is lincoln.org. Does that sound familiar to you?
It does. I think I know some people over there, so that's good.
But Parks and Rec is partnering with you on this sort of, it's like a scavenger hunt contest sort of thing to get people to a lot of different attractions and parks here in Lincoln.
Yeah, I mean, the whole encouragement there is to visit your local museums and parks, part of a program. Remember back when we had the Be a Tourist Passport program, Parks and Rec has really kind of reinvented that and made some creative thoughts as ways of doing the scavenger hunt, connecting people. The availability is our Lincoln Visitor Center. You can go to the Lincoln City Libraries, and the venues participating have these passports or these booklets to help guide the way this summer.
Sounds great. We also want to remind people that the Hyde Observatory is open on the south side of Holmes Lake. They have different kinds of programs throughout the month. It's a great time to get out and see the stars. I think people sometimes forget it's there.
You do, and when you're driving through Holmes Lake, you forget it's there, and then, oh, there it's right there on that south side of the lake, over by the golf course, Hyde Observatory. Great destination.
All right, let's get some plants now. The Nebraska Arboretum has their statewide plant sales coming up. There's one on May 7th and also one May 20th and 27th. And they'll have a lot of native species that help feed the pollinators, water-wise plants. It's a great way to, they also have people there to help you.
That's key.
I need a plant for this shady spot. Tell me what's good.
Yeah, and I'm going to circle water-wise plants because I think we're going to need to know who these water-wise plants are as we go into what we're calling potentially a dry spring and summer.
And if you don't get enough at the Arboretum sale, you can go to the NSA Spring Affair Plant Sale at the Event Center. It is the largest gardening and plant sale event in the Midwest.
Over 700 varieties of plants. I think I'll probably find my geranium of choice. Geranium, right? Geranium of choice at this great plant sale.
Very good, very good. Some other events coming up at the Event Center. Jurassic Quest for all those dinosaur fans.
This is fun. Observe a herd of life-size animatronic dinosaurs. They're almost so real, you think you're there, right? Back in the age of the dinosaurs, an Apatosaurus, a Spinosaurus, T-Rex, and an incredible 50-foot-long Megalodon. Megalodon.
Megalodon.
That sounds better, right?
There we go. Yeah, that looks like a kind of scary probably for little kids.
It's very interactive.
Do they make noise?
They do.
Oh.
I've actually had a chance to see this production, and this is an amazing take-you-back type of moment for kids, young and old. I think there's going to be a lot of older kids out there like myself that enjoyed dinosaurs back when I was young.
All right. One of the events that did take place over the last couple of years was the big rodeo event out at the event center. And they're hosting the Nebraska Cornhusker College Rodeo coming up the first weekend in May.
7 states, people from South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Minnesota. They are earning a chance to move on to the big rodeo in Casper, Wyoming. So this is somewhat of a qualifier for collegiate rodeo stars.
Right. Also, don't miss the Lunar New Year celebration. Asian culture is going to be celebrated. Sunday, May 22nd, there's going to be some great food, live music, traditional art performances, a great way to experience another culture.
All at the Lancaster Event Center.
All right. And speaking of food, the historic Haymarket Farmers Market is back starting May 7th. The granddaddy of them all.
This is my favorite, but there's a lot of great farmers markets, which we'll talk about. But, you know, breads and pastries and vegetables and fruits.
Craft items,
jewelry.
Entertainment.
I encourage people to do birthday shopping there, holiday shopping, start to buy things for holiday meals and family get-togethers. Let's really support our farmers market this spring and summer.
All right. Another farmers market is held on Sundays. This one's in College View. They have over 45 vendors at this one. This is one I go to quite often because it's in my neighborhood. So, yeah, it's a smaller one, but lots of quality vendors.
Yeah, if you go to church at 8, 9, or 10 o'clock on Sunday, plan to stop by this farmers market on Sunday. It's a great chance to, again, put together some great goods for the dinner table.
And we're going to talk next about an event I did not know about, but every Friday there is a food truck sort of rally from 11 to 1 in the Telegraph District. That's really cool.
It is. It's actually a really good opportunity to go enjoy what is a very growing food truck culture. Food truck's been around for a long time. A lot of food trucks grow into brick and mortar operations in our community, and I love the food truck, and I appreciate the efforts of the City Council and the city to allow our food trucks to be a little bit more active in the community.
All right. The Home Builders of Lincoln, Remodelers Council, putting on a tour of remodeled homes. People have been spending a lot of time at home, and they're probably tired of looking at the same rooms over and over. So this is an opportunity to get out and see something a little different.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Remodelers Council, the tour of remodeled homes, this is a great opportunity to dream a little dream. And as you know, the housing market and the market for cars right now are a little tight. I still want you at this event and thinking about what you want to do in the future.
And there are some new homes out there. The Home Builders Association, again, is doing its annual spring parade of homes. So get out and check out some of the new construction.
Yeah,
put some of those things on your wish list.
Thank you to Kayla at the Home Builders Association for her staff and what they do to make this event a reality. In-person live music. There is nothing like it, and I'm so excited that we have a lot of opportunities now to see. Capital Jazz Society is back in a new venue, which is the Storm Cellar in Indian Village. Yeah.
And they're adding, along with their Monday night events, they're having food trucks with vegetarian and vegan options.
Yeah, the Lightning Bugs will kick things off on April 25th. Monday night big band, Hans Strum and Jackie Allen, Monday night big band, and the Jim Wilson Trio as we go through the calendar. I will tell you, music takes you away. It gives you a break from life. A lot of people relied on music during the pandemic, and now they're going to go back to the live venues that they appreciated before the time.
If you're a fan of brass, the Nebraska Brass, that's hard to say, Nebraska Brass presents Pop Goes the Brass. That's coming up Sunday, May 22nd at Westminster. The KZUM Summer Concert Series is back as well. That's going to start May 26th.
Stransky Park, over 19 years. This is their 19th year in 2022 of doing this music series. Great local music from KZUM at the stage at Stransky Park.
Aubin Music is celebrating its 50th anniversary with a gala event featuring the founder. Jack Levick is going to be back, along with the current artistic director Tom Trenny. Aubin Music Chorus alumni. It's going to be that's going to be a great event.
I love Aubin Music. Every year we have something fun to talk about.
Yes. Lincoln Symphony, of course, is always busy, and we've got the Beethoven's 9th concert coming up April 22nd. To celebrate Beethoven's 250th birthday, LSO said we're going to do all 9 of his symphonies. So this is kind of the conclusion of that thing that started in 2000.
Yeah, and their choir this year will pull together the Aubin Music Chorus, Doane University Choir, Doane Collegiate Choral, and Nebraska Wesleyan's University Choir. I mean, kind of the best of this collegiate force, and a neat opportunity to hear some great Beethoven.
All right, more birthday, happy birthday Beethoven with Lincoln Symphony. This is a performance at Nebraska Wesleyan on April 24th.
Arrive an hour before the concert for complimentary face painting, an instrument petting zoo, crafts, and other family activities. That tells you it's fun for the entire family.
And a big event Sunday, May 8th, Lincoln Symphony Orchestra presents Renee Fleming. She has not performed with LSO for 30 years.
It's a long time.
Yes,
I thought 2 years was a long time. 30 years is even longer. But it's a great opportunity to enjoy some family favorites from opera to musical theater.
All right. Also coming up at the Lead, I've got tickets for this one, Come From Away.
I too.
All right, maybe I'll see you there. 7,000 stranded passengers in the small town of Newfoundland. Of course, this actually happened right after 9/11. So I've heard great things about it, and I'm so glad the Lead is bringing just these incredible musicals.
I was talking to Bill Steffen this week, and I told Bill, I said, I've really enjoyed the opportunity to re-engage with the theater at the Lead Center and the great Broadway productions they're bringing in. But I'm just marveled by the set changes and the revolving things that happen. You know that environment better than anybody. That's a big part of these productions that make you feel like you're actually there.
The band's visit set was amazing.
I saw that too.
Yes.
It was amazing, and yeah, just a great story and some great storylines here with this next production.
Now, musical lovers, most of us have seen Oklahoma, but this is a reimagining of Oklahoma. It won the Tony for Best Revival of a Musical. So it's going to be quite a production coming up May 10th and 11th.
Again, this is Rodgers and Hammerstein's one of their greatest productions, so a great revival of that production.
All right, so let's get into some local theater. Our Town is going to be performed by the Nebraska Repertory Theater. This production features the world premiere of a new score performed live to this Thornton Wilder classic.
Yeah, this poignant American tale explores friendship, love, and death, but most importantly, what it truly means to live.
All right, Nebraska Wesleyan has a couple of events coming up. Seussical, family friendly without being just for kids. If you're a fan of Dr. Seuss, don't miss that.
Should be a lot of fun.
And then a retelling of the classic Greek story Medea.
There we go.
Audience and actors will interact, and they warn us, just make sure you don't cross Medea.
I won't. I will
Yes,
cross
make
that
that.
right there. Let's not do that. Lots of fun, Nebraska Wesleyan.
That's
Lots
right.
of great productions.
They have a great program there. One of my favorite comedies is coming to the Stage Theater. It's been called The Funniest Farce Ever Written, Noises Off. It's a play within a play, and I'll tell you what, it's absolutely hilarious. It's a comedy classic, and the Stage does a great job.
I've watched that theater grow over the years. They went from being a very small production house to now a full-scale theater operation in Hickman, Nebraska. There's some great opportunities down there to enjoy a night of dinner, maybe a cup of coffee, and go over to the Stage Theater and enjoy this production. Just far enough south that you feel you're kind of outside the city.
All right. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is coming to the Lincoln Community Playhouse. This is one of the most beloved and colorful musicals. And this, my granddaughter's high school did this production, and so I got to see a production of it a few months ago. And I had forgotten how it involves all these different music styles. Country, Western, there's Calypso, there's some Elvis rock, there's French ballads. It's such a fun musical.
How does that happen, by the way?
It all makes sense when you see it.
Okay, I need to mark that down. Everybody should go see this production.
Yes, and it's great to have the Playhouse having live productions again
Yes.
too. So, all right, and now for something completely different. The historic Ford Tri-Motor Airliner is coming to Lincoln. You can take a ride on this. It's known as the first luxury liner.
Yes, it was the first one to experience world travel, where you could get on and experience, flight and commercial flight. Production started in 1925, and the companies of Henry Ford, by the companies of Henry Ford, and ended in 1933. The public, May 6th, 7th, and 8th, can step onto this aircraft. They're not going to fly. They're not going to take people around the community, but it's a great chance to take a look back in time.
Really?
Of what airline flight was like.
I had no idea that Ford made airplanes in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah. But anyway, this is Experimental Aircraft Association is sponsoring this, so it just sounds so fascinating to me. So you going to go out and take a look?
I definitely will do that.
I think I will too. It looks really interesting. And the place to go to check it out is flytheford.org. I love that.
Who knew you could fly a Ford? Like you said, no way.
Jeff, the place to go to check out these and so many more events in our community, Lincoln.org.
Yeah, we want people to stop down to our visitor center at 7th and P. We're still down there. We're open 6 days a week, and you can give us a call at 402-434-5348 and challenge us to find something a little bit different for you to do yet this spring.
All right, it's great to be back.
It is. Good to see you again, and it's great
Good
to have
see
Tom
you.
here coming up.
That's right.
It's just a great opportunity. I challenge everybody. If you still are a little bit skeptical about getting out, there's a lot of great safe opportunities in our community, both indoors and outdoors, for you to kind of, get to know life again and be better together.
And I still see a lot of people wearing masks, which is perfectly fine. It's
yes.
whatever folks are comfortable with. And so, yeah, great to see people without masks, though, because it was really hard to recognize people from the eyes up.
Yeah. For 2 years, I still couldn't figure out some of that stuff, right? Someone said hi to you in the store, and you're like, you had no idea. So, yeah, it's good to be where we are today.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
As we go to break, we're going to take a look at some of the fun things coming up at our state museums. And then Tom Lorenz will be here with Pinnacle Bank Arena and Pinewood Bowl. Stay with us. It's been a while, but we are back with Tom Lorenz from Pinnacle Bank Arena and Pinewood Bowl. And Tom, it's been quite a 2 years for you. Went from hosting major name concerts to hosting vaccine clinics.
You know, it really was an interesting couple of years. And the really interesting part about it was we never knew how long this was going to last. You know, was it a month, or was it, no one would have predicted 2 years. But you know what? The community still gathered there. We did 27 vaccination clinics with over 150,000 people that came through, and in some of the worst weather we've had at times. And so it's been really interesting for my staff and for myself. But you know what? We're back, and we're doing shows again, and we're really thrilled to be here again.
I can't imagine the scheduling challenges with that uncertainty of not knowing when you were going to be able to do live shows again.
Well, the whole industry was really, set back. There was this initial, well, we'll just push shows out a couple months type of thing. And then after those had to get rescheduled once or twice, then they really pushed, and we were talking before about Elton John, and that was one of the first ones that pushed 2 years out, and we thought, how unusual. And it actually ended up being perfect timing for what he did. There was certainly a lot of changes. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of production companies went under, and IATSE stagehands just didn't have any work anymore, and all these type of things that came through. But it's a strong industry, and it's a interesting, really hardy group of people. So they lasted, and you know what? There's part of it that says it's only rock and roll, but the other part of it is it's an important industry, and people really missed it when they couldn't go out to a show.
Yeah, Jeff and I were talking about how great it is to see live music, especially with people, and to be part of an event.
Yep.
And that's what Pinewood Bowl and Pinnacle Bank Arena bring. It's a community.
It is, and the with people statement is, we probably should have a T-shirt with that. It's just, back with people. So, yep.
All right. Well, let's talk about Pinewood Bowl. 2012 was the very first season. 6 whole shows. Counting Crows was the opener.
Yep.
And now, 10 years later, you're talking about 16 shows?
Yes, 16 is what it looks like we'll do this year, and there's potential for 1 or 2 more. It's amazing. You talked about 2012 season. We did Counting Crows as our first show, Train, My Morning Jacket, Crosby, Stills and Nash, B.B. King, and Mumford & Sons. We kind of thought, what could we do better than this? And then we had 9 more years that followed after it. But it is amazing. What a beautiful facility. The investment that the CVB and the city and everything else have put into out there. It's a whole different feel from when we started, but it's still the same feel. It's still, it's a concert in the, out in the forest.
Yes.
And the artists love it. They, it's like, well, where is this and what kind of infrastructure do you have? And as soon as they walk on the stage and look out and see the audience right in front of them, they see the trees in the background, they know why they're there.
And often this beautiful sunset as
yes, well. Yeah, and even once in a while some lightning in the far distance and stuff, so it's been cool. It's been, when we think about what we started with and where we are now and all the people that have been so loyal and coming, it's 10 years, this is awesome.
All right, well let's talk about this year's lineup. Starting with May 10th, a couple of old rock and rollers, Styx and REO Speedwagon, who were kind of part of the soundtrack of my teen years.
You know what, Styx is one of those artists that we literally almost could play every year or every other year. They're there often, but people still flock to have them here. REO, it was one of our first shows out there also when we first started, and both classic rock. George Thorogood is going to join them, and so it's a heck of a way to start the year off, and it'll be an excellent evening to start.
All right. Earth, Wind, and Fire, they have been in the entertainment business for 50 years.
Yeah, and there's still one or two original band members within there.
Wow.
The music's the same. My son and I went to see him over at, or my wife and I went over to see him in Omaha here a couple years back, and they're just as good. You sing along with every song. There's not a song that's not a hit.
Mm. Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, Kennedy Center honors, they're classic.
Yep.
All right, Jack White was supposed to be here 15 years ago. It didn't quite happen. He's finally making his Lincoln debut.
Jack White is such a unique, cool artist, and Pinewood Bowl we think is a perfect fit for him. One of the last things we put out some social media on him, and it was him playing the national anthem at the opening game in Detroit for baseball this year. And it's a unique, wonderful take on it, respectful. What a cool artist, and we're really glad to have that coming.
All right, a few days later, we've got some country with Jake Owen.
Jake played at Pinnacle Bank Arena some years back, I think it was 2016, and it was the biggest show on his tour. He stood on stage, he had his camera out, he's live streaming to his dad before live stream was a thing, and it was really, really a big deal. We're more than glad to welcome him back for a wonderful concert.
Bon Iver's coming, indie folk, a couple days after the country.
This thing is a real treat for us. This one is probably our best-selling show right now. It is, people have been waiting to see that. Indie folk, really, really strong, interesting, cool songs on a Saturday night in the middle of June. Can't be better.
Right, and we know Pinewood Bowl works great for live music, but it's also a great venue for comedians.
Yes, it is.
And I've got a great one coming July 27th.
Yeah, when we've got Tom Segura coming in, he took the time during COVID and made himself. He was the best at communicating with his artist and being out there every time, and when we put this thing on sale, it just exploded. Talk to his agent about every week, and what a cool guy, just a nice guy. It'll be great humor, and he's looking forward to this one.
All right, one of the latest shows to be announced was Little Big Town, coming June 28th.
The four from Little Big Town have put together so much wonderful music. They are consummate artists. They put on meaningful, really cool country songs, and for them to kind of take their production and squeeze it into Pinewood Bowl is going to be a trick, but it will be, again, one of the most favorite shows that we do.
All right, Goo Goo Dolls, June 30th, some good alternative rock.
We had those guys booked prior to COVID, and so it's been on sale, but when you look at their catalog list of songs, it's amazing. You know everything out there, and so having them come in, I saw them again a couple years ago. They're still really, really good. I can't wait for them to be on the stage, and that would be on the 30th of July. That's so we start Tom Segura on the 27th. We got Little Big Town on the 28th. We have an announcement coming up for the 29th, and then we'll have Goo Goo Dolls on the 30th. So we'll have 4 days in a row of really great music out at the Bowl.
Great. And then right back at it August 2nd with the great Bonnie Raitt.
And Mavis Staples. The two of them together are going to make beautiful music, and I loved her last time she was out there. I mean, that is the perfect fit. That's one of the, when I often say it, it's one of those shows that Pinewood was made for.
All right. The final show we're going to talk about today, August 10th, at Dirty Heads. And have you had reggae out there before?
We haven't, and when we got approached to look at this, I was really excited. I thought, what a great setting for that. And it's going to be kind of a laid-back day. It starts a little earlier. There's like 5 bands or something that come out and play. Dirty Heads is really good. They are, I mean, they're very good at what they do. And I can just see just kind of hanging out at the Bowl, listening to some awesome music, and having a cool beverage, and it just, that will be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, let's go to Pinnacle Bank Arena now and talk about some of the shows that are coming up there. People are wondering, how did you get Snoop Dogg on 420?
Hey. So we work with a really great group out of Kansas City, and it's called Mammoth, and one of their guys is really, really good at kind of helping put those things together, or putting those together. And they've been talking to the act for a long, long time. And it just happened to work out that this was right before the Super Bowl, and so Snoop was really starting to gain a lot of attention again, and we made a very generous offer for him, and they put it together. Co Wetzel is with them, who's also like one of the top country stars right now, growing fast. We got him here for 420, and so before we announced the show, I'd kind of walk up to people and go, so if you were going to do a concert on 420, who would it be? And everybody goes, Snoop. Okay, so we knew we did the right thing, and it's sold really, really well. If it's not sold out, it's really close to it.
All right. The King of Country is coming then just a few days later.
George Strait does so few concerts anymore per year. This was a real honor to have George come. He performs in the round. So many. I mean, he can't even play all his hits in one night. They have to change the lineup every night just to hit most of them. And consummate country, just oozes. Westerns. It's really a big deal to have George come. The community has responded really strongly. George goes up and does a residency in Las Vegas around the Super Bowl, and then plays just a handful of dates the rest of the year. So for Lincoln to have him here, it's a real honor.
All right. Gonna haul in the dirt then for Monster Jam. Get ready, get your earplugs ready. I know you love this.
I love Monster Jam. And for all that, and obviously we're there for a lot of things, in basketball and concerts and stuff like that, and honestly I don't get out to see every minute of every show. Monster Jam comes, I see start to finish for all 3 performances. It's so much fun. It works so well inside. The way we're able to push the bleachers back, we create over 30,000 square feet on the floor. And these guys and girls that drive these things are so talented, and they are the show. I mean, the trucks are, but the drivers inside make it great. So great for families. The numbers so far are amazing. Apparently everyone else missed it as much as I did. So they'll be out, and it'll be a really fun weekend. 2 shows on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And don't forget to get a pit ticket also, because prior to the show, for the 2 early ones, the 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, you get to walk around the trucks. And when you walk up next to them and you see that tire is taller than you are, you start to get a real sense of how big these machines are.
All right. The arena is also a great venue for mixed martial arts.
It is. And so we work locally with one of the best ones in the country. It's DC Management out of Omaha, and they put together tremendous cards, and it's a lot of local fighters. There's some amateur fights, there's some pro fights. It is men and women both, and it's done extremely well, and it draws terrific. The floor is all round tables. We've got GA seating up above. Lots of excitement. Can't wait for that to come back.
All right, more music coming up then in June 11th. New Kids on the Block, their mixtape tour. That'll take you back.
They do, you know. So this is stuff from the '80s, and what a great line. They were here before, and they did tremendous. You know, it is a night that will get a lot of people that come out just as a group and will enjoy this as they remember their youth, and they remember, you know, En Vogue and all the different bands that are warming up for it. Plus, these guys are still really good. They put on a great show, and it's kind of fun.
All right. Wrestling fans have June 20th circled on their calendars.
We have never, haven't been able to do Raw before. So WWE Raw is coming, and Raw is the Monday night live show. Big production, all of the top stars, all of the storylines that are going. Yeah, and social media, we put that out there, absolutely exploded in excitement for this one.
All right. And now Alan Jackson,
Yep.
August 26th.
I was just so excited about Alan. So we've had Alan a couple different times before. The last time we had over 10,000 people there. Alan is just, you know, another consummate country star who has, you know, songs over his entire career. Really, really nice guy. I remember meeting him probably the first time when we played it back at Pershing, probably 24, 25 years ago. Wonderful show. I can't wait for people to come and see him again. So this is his 50th anniversary tour.
Wow.
And he has some physical issues that don't affect his voice and everything else, but I think this will probably be his last big tour. So I encourage people, you know, take this chance, come out and see him one more time. He'll honor you with tremendous music, and we'll be able to honor him with our applause. So.
All right. Great lineup and more to come as always. For more information, of course, 402-904-4444, PinnacleBankArena.com, PinewoodBowlTheater.com. And Tom, it's great to be back.
Diane, great to see you.
Thank you. And that is all for this month's Out and About show. I want to thank Jeff and Tom for joining me today. If you missed any of the events featured on the show, stay tuned. We'll be running a list again right after the show. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.